Hello, hello. Alright, this is CMS, or GameCube Nintendo, I guess I was going in game. And I'm just gonna make a YouTube video for you because I can't seem to share this to you any other way. And I respect the hustle for trying to get better, so that's why I'm doing this for you, man. Alright. I also have never done commentary over video, so this is kind of new to me. I don't really like hearing my voice. Alright, so here's the replay we did. It was like 1 in 12, but that's fine because the replays where you lose the most are probably the most you can learn from. I think I said that right. Alright, we're gonna start with the kickoff. Alright, so that kickoff went really well for you. I don't know if that's because your kickoff was so good or mine was so bad. So let's see what happened. So I see that you do front flip kickoff, which is fine. Usually, yeah, if it's the straight kickoff, you can flip about right after you pick up that first boost. Just make sure you're not boosting when your back end is facing up or towards the ball, because then you're going to lose momentum. So let's see what you do. I'm actually going to slow this down. Alright. Seems that you let off the boost, which is fine. Right as you land here, I'd be boosting again though, a little bit into the ball. This is perfect though because we are both actually going straight on to the ball. I might be a little bit off here. But you are like straight on. This is great. I was mentioning the pixel we're talking about before, and usually, I don't know, just you want to hit it right in the center of this ball, like right in that center line. You always want to be between the ball and the net. That way, the ball should never go straight back at your net. If it's a fair kickoff, then it'll go sideways. So let's see what happened. Slow it down so we can see. Alright, so yeah, you're definitely covering way more of the ball here. Like, you actually beat me to the kickoff here, and I think you still have lots of boost. I don't know what I did with my kickoff, but this was a good kickoff for you. So this should hit into me, and this should go on my end, which it does. Because it's always going to go where the least resistance is. Back to you here. Yeah, in this case, you see the ball is going to bounce back at you, so since it's going so fast at the wall, it's going to bounce pretty hard, so you know you can just follow this with another hit. These are the kind of kickoff, or when the ball goes like this, you might as well try for the goal. Because it's going to be hard for me to recover and save it. And there's a goal for you. Just keep in mind that, like, at the higher ranks, that can be saved if you're not quick enough to take that shot. Assuming your opponent still has boost and they half flip and go straight back to net. So here's another kickoff, your diagonal. Now for diagonals, you can see I'm already flipping, like, looks like you're just boosting at the ball. You wanna do your flip as you touch this boost, as you collect it. And by the time you land, you should be able to land right about here, somewhere around here. And you're gonna correct yourself a little bit so you're between the ball and the net again, like your first kickoff. And then your second flip into the ball is going to be reaction based on where your opponent is. You want to flip into your opponent so the ball goes, so you're covering more of the ball. So let's see what happens. So since you didn't flip, I'm much closer to the ball than you are. Well, not that much closer, but I am closer. And I'm pretty sure, see, I have 22 boosts here still. you have 0 because you decided not to flip. So it's going to be hard for you to recover after this kickoff. I think if we're looking at it from above, I think I am more centered to the ball than you are, so this is definitely going to go in my favor. It does stuff a little bit, but you can see how it goes slightly to your side. I decided to push it, it looks like, but I think you beat me. You do. Okay, let's go back to you now. Alright, so now you need to go collect boost, which is fine. This does kind of suck now because I have so much space. So you're gonna have to play this kind of safe. Now, I would have played this, I would have did this play a little slower. It looks like you're starting to commit too much here. So, yeah, you look at the boost, you should look back to see where the ball is, which you did, that's good. You picked up the boost here, but now you need to slow yourself down, because or you're going to get too much in front of the play here. Because I think at this point I realize you're giving me, I have all this space, so I'm going to take my time with this ball. I don't need to take it off the wall. See, now you're kind of out of position. This is what I'm talking about, positioning. It's really hard for you to cut into me now because you're so committed. Like, I haven't even hit the ball yet. Now you're under the ball, which you had the right idea. You pushed too much. If you stayed at that corner there, you could have cleared it to the others, to your opposite corner. Like, if you stayed right before that corner boost, then you could have created a line. You could have just aerialed it to this corner here, as I tried to aerial it into your net. And then you could have just punished me and scored on me. So, right idea, you just committed a little too much before anything happened. Okay, kick off again, you didn't do the flip. I'm not gonna, I mean, we've already talked about it, you know what's up. Again, you're way off center here, so obviously this kickoff is gonna go in my favor, unless I hit it into you. I think you had me beat to that side boost, I'm not sure. See that you turned, so I went for it. You may have been able to beat me to it, I'm not sure. Again, we're in the same position as last goal. Alternatively, like, assuming it was last score of this goal, if I take it really high, you can always go up the wall and then clear it to save some boost. But if I'm keeping it on the ground, then you want to make sure you're not committing too much, that way you can cut into it or clear it across. Again, you're just kind of, you turn towards me now. You want to be turned like towards your net a little bit, like this. Because if you can, like, if you look at the way I'm turning my camera, you kind of want to fake, like for shadow defense, you want to fake, keep turning in until they make a bad hit, and then that's when you take the ball. But you just kind of put yourself out of position here. But you went full confidence here, which actually I think, yeah, you took possession from me. That was really good. You saw that. I think I was trying to read what you were doing, but you didn't give a fuck. You just went right in. And that's fine. If you're confident you can hit this, then yeah, go for it. Because, like, hesitation will kill you in this game. You just gotta sometimes go with your gut. Alright, so now that this is great for you. You have possession, or you know this is gonna bounce off my back wall here. And I'm not in a great spot to do much with this ball. So best case, in my case, you're in a great spot right now. I would just give the ball some space and then wait for the bounce and shoot it on net. This is great. You got a perfect line here. You can take a straight shot on net here. All right. So you can see that I'm in position to clear this now, or to cover your shot. So the best you can, I would have tried a power shot at top right corner here to make it as hard as possible for me to block it. But in this case, you kind of rushed the ball, like you panicked a little bit here. You wanted to get the goal. But if you'd taken like an extra second to let this ball hit the ground first and then flipped into it, you could have power shot it at my net, and I don't think I could have saved that. I mean, I probably had a lot of boost, but still, a power shot at this close, it's going to be really hard to save. Yeah, you kind of just, again, it wasn't the best shot. You panicked a little bit, you rushed it. Again, I'm assuming you know what power shots are, but if you don't, it's when you kind of cut into the ball and you flip into the ball, like maybe the first frame after it hits the ground. That way you get like height and power on the ball. So like, just as the ball hits the ground, you kind of cut into it, like I'm turning my camera, and you flip into the ball. So you're kind of like popping it, but you're also putting power on it. And that would have been that could have been a goal. Instead, you kind of, you panicked, you flipped for the ball a little earlier. And you could also faked me too. There's a lot of things you could have done other than this. Yeah, so you panic and you flipped into the ball here. So one, you gave up possession, and two, you just put yourself out of position now because you're flipping into my net, which I take the easy touch on the ball and I think I just punish it. So again, just little mistakes, man. If you fixed your shadow defense earlier, if you took that shot better. Kickoffs. Again, we've talked about kickoffs, but this case you flipped a little late. I flipped like just as I touched that boost. So I landed right behind the ball and then I could do a second flip. You somehow you flew into this ball. I don't know how that happened, other than maybe you flipped slow. Now, if we're talking optimal here, I guess he still had momentum. I was just gonna say, if you stopped facing my net, you could have just did half flip, but since your car was already like in a turning motion here, it's fine. This goes for like, in this case, just make sure you're coming from the net so you can clear it out. This applies for like 2s and 3s as well. Try to come from the back post and shoot it out like this. You always want to try to come wide if you can, if you have time. In this case, you probably don't have much time if I'm going for a shot right away. But rotation-wise, for most modes, come from this back post here and clear it out. You kind of cut into the net here, but that's understandable because you don't know if I'm taking a shot right away. But see, now I'm just kind of hitting it around you here. If you did do that proper rotation and you came from this back post, then this would have been, I hit it off the top post, you could have just cleared it out. So make sure when you're going back to net, 2s, 3s, 1s sometimes, go to the back post and clear out. You just don't have a clean shot there. Alright. Okay, so right here you see that I let you have the ball. I'm no longer chasing it. There's actually boost there, but it's glitched. Alright, in the replay. So now you have the ball with no boost. I know this because I just took your corner boost. And I took your side boost. And now I'm in a shadowing. Now I'm shadowing you pretty much. With full boost. In this case, you need to focus on just getting this ball away from me and getting some boost. Because you're not going to be able to push upfield without any boost like this. I probably would have sent the ball. This is a tough situation for you, but you just gotta make sure you're not getting so committed on my side with no boost here. Alright, so I've taken possession. You've taken the side boost. This is a good shadowing situation. Right about now, this is where you pull out a fake. Or shadowing fake. So you want to turn to your left. And fake force me to do a bad hit. Make it look like you're going to challenge me. So you're going to go da-da-da-da, turn, da-da-da-da, turn. I think I was playing really on point here though. I think you sold me on your first turn and I flicked it right away. Yeah. Honestly, you might be too close to me here. I think that's why I panic flipped right away. You might want to be a little more up front. I don't know, actually. You're in the right spot. This is just, I don't know if this is mechanical error or I was just really playing on point. This is a really good attempt. And you have a lot of boost. I feel like this should have been your save. I guess if you were just more up front, you could have pulled out more fakes, and I think you're just so close to me that I had to commit to something right away. If you gave myself just a little more space, then you could have forced maybe a bad hit out of me. That's all I can think of right now. You're in a good spot though, in my opinion. Yeah, you can always just work on your kickoffs, man. There's YouTube videos. You can practice it every game. It's not hard to get good at kickoffs if you watch a video or something. Again, you missed that first boost, which you should be able to clip into that first boost every time. When you flip. You missed the second boost too, so here you are at the ball with no boost. That went in your favor because, let's see. You just really got between the ball there, which was the corner of your car. You got right in the middle of that ball. You actually covered quite a bit. Alright. This is fine. Now, I understand you wanted the corner boost, but now you don't really have the best shot. Alright. Alright, you can see them way over there, so you decide to turn on the ball to take possession. This is fine, but you turned so... You didn't give the ball any space. Now you can't really... You're having a hard time control this ball. If you just went a little more forward, gave the ball more space, and then turned, you could have done whatever you want with this ball on me. And now you kind of just gave up all the pressure that you could have had right there. Like, I was not attacking you. You could have taken your time. So now... Now you're panicking a little. You think you have to clear this across. You don't have to. You could have just taken the ball on the ground and... Alright. We have possession again. So, there's two things you could do here. You could either... You could boom this at the wall and try to play off that hit. You have tons of boost. You don't need that corner boost. So you can either make a play here. You can boom it off the... There's a lot you can do with this ball. This ball is yours now. If you're mechanically skilled, you can take it up the wall and go at the net. If you want something easier, you can fire it at this wall here and then do whatever from there. Read the situation. If this was me, I would cut in front of the ball here and pop it, and then keep popping it, bounce dribbling it until as I move it upfield. And then whatever mind game on the goalie. Because I'm not really in a good spot to challenge you. It's risky. You kind of do this odd hit at the wall. It was like you didn't decide if you want to take it upfield or you wanted to boom it off the wall. You kind of found like a in between. Turn it into dribble. That's good. You're using the space that I'm giving you. And I like that you haven't been using your boost the whole time here, because when somebody's giving you space and you're moving the ball upfield, you don't need to waste boost moving it up to the halfway point here. Like, if they're giving you space, save your boost for when you need it. Whether it be a shot or a recovery. You don't need to use boost when nobody's challenging you. In ones, I'll say. So we'll just call this mechanical error here. I understand you wanted to flick it. Dribbling is good in ones, so I like the idea. It's usually a good idea to flick earlier than later. Everyone always seems to flick late. So just make sure when you're flicking the ball that you're holding the ball. Well, first make sure you're controlling the ball with the dribble first before you try it. Yes, you kind of swerved a little at the end there. Make sure the ball's... If you're trying to do a front flick, just make sure it's... I'm sure you know all this already, but make sure it's like maybe like on your window there, your front window. That way your back end is hitting the ball. Okay, so mechanical error, that's fine. You had the right idea. You decided to steal my boost, this is a good idea too. Challenging this ball was not a good idea. In this case, you should have just taken my boost and stayed on the ground. The fact you went up the wall here puts you in a bad position. Never go up the walls unless like you know you're gonna hit the ball pretty much, or you're putting yourself out of position. In this case, you should have grabbed the boost and started heading towards this one and shadowing me. because in this case I'm probably going to have to either boom it out where you can just take the ball, or if the opponent's smart, they could just they can see that you're shadowing and they'll just take control of the ball and do whatever. See, that touch just, it doesn't accomplish anything except move this ball more upfield. Alright, so you decide to go for a rotation to net. I think I was just, this is kind of me playing really speedy. The fact, again, I would have still tried to play like shadow defense in this situation. I would have picked this boost up and stayed on the outside of this ball, so maybe around here, and then cleared it. Shadow defense is always just going to be one of the best things you can do in ones. Just get used to it. It's part of the ones playlist. But going back to net, you just don't really have any kind of save. Like you could have owned gold here, honestly. Now you're out of position again. Alright, so I fucked up. You see that and you go for it. Yeah, see, what happened here is, you're like, oh, I can take this ball now. But then you saw me turn on it, and you hesitated. Honestly, you just got stuck halfway here. Either you gotta play passive from the net, or you gotta hard commit to this ball. You went at it, and then you stopped, right here. This is, you hesitated, you got stuck in no man's land. This is where you don't want to be. This is where you couldn't make up your mind. If you actually just stuck with that, you could have taken the ball from me, because I actually missed it. And you're hesitating so much here that you decided you were ready to turn back to net. That was just all hesitation on your decision making. Again, we've talked about kickoffs, so I won't go into it anymore. Yeah, kickoffs are pretty important. If we're talking mechanical skills in ones, you want to know your kickoffs, your half flips, and dribbles. Those will take you the farthest in ones. Alright, this is good that you're trying to keep close some space now, but in this case I'm much closer to the ball. I would just, instead of trying to challenge here in their corner, I would have just let the person have the ball and played around this half boost here. If they decide to take it up the wall, you can decide to challenge on the wall. If not, you can always just play shadow again. This is just, I'm much closer, so. Alright, I like that you didn't throw yourself, you kind of got back to the ground. Welcome to shadowing again. This is really good from you. I really like that you challenged early here and just went in and tried to keep some pressure. Worked out in your favor. You read that I was going to cut in. Alright. Again, not the easiest, not much you can do with this shot. Sorry, my game's like lagging for some reason. Excuse me. Oh, why is it lagging? That was a great challenge, though. A little bit of a scuffed half lip, that's fine though. Shadowing for days. Don't you just love ones? Oh, you had that. I don't think I heard you use your second jump though. You could have had this if you quick aerialed. You had the right idea though. I like it. Oh, missed the corner boost. Feels bad. Alright. This could have been like this could have been recovered, saved. If instead of turning right here you turned left and you went left to the net. Because now you're going all the way around and then this way. Since you know that I'm gonna take a shot, you probably want to go defensive here. The way when you pick up a corner boost, I like to think if I'm gonna play offensive, turn right. If I need to save the net, you can turn left from this corner boost. Just make sure you're not going up the wall when you're grabbing that corner boost, or you're putting yourself out of position. You want to stay on the ground. It's close though. Alright. I fucked up here. I don't know why. It's lagging. I like that you didn't go too much up the wall here. So like I said, if you go up the wall, you're putting yourself out of position. Alright. So this is just a matter of what you can do with this ball to get to my net as quick as you can. If this was... You have lots of boost now, so... And now you're in front of me. So this should be... You should be able to score this. You got it past me. I overcommitted. So if you... I don't know if you can, but if you could, I would get to like these two lines right here. The front end of my car and get the ball rolling. And then you can come wide, cut into the ball and take the shot. That's what I would do in this situation. Roll the ball, come wide, and power shot at the net. Okay, obviously you weren't going to get that roll. Yeah, I ended up hitting you, you did too. I mean, you had the idea. Fuck. This is a hard one to analyze. I think you could have got this if you started boosting now. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how I reacted to that. Man, what is with my replay? It's freaking out. It's gonna be a bit of a long video, sorry. We're almost done though. Alright. This is something I'm trying to learn too. I do this, what you did right here, I do this a lot too. When I lose the kickoff and they get the side boost, I usually go for this boost. I don't know if that's good or not. I've heard people tell me I shouldn't, and I should maybe pick up poverty boost and come from the net. I think going for this corner boost might be bad, but I do the same thing all the time. Alright. So I know this is more of a mechanical thing, but as soon as you see someone touch the ball in the air like that, I've given up the possession of the ball. This is your chance to challenge if you want. So I would have, yeah, you could have either challenged or you could have jumped off the wall and cleared it outfield. Like you could have gone up the wall here, jumped it out or flipped it out this way. Or you could have taken this hit better from the wall. Right now you're kind of in front of the ball. You want to be behind the ball when you clear this, so. And you want to hit the ball right after, like, right after the ball has already hit the backboard. That way you're sending it outwards. But you ended up hitting the ball, I think, before it even touches the backboard. Yeah, so this ball goes nowhere. It's fine. You see that I've given you space now? I'm just kind of nasty. I turned on you quick. I mean, I understand you. Yeah, you're just. Understand you. I'm glad you saw the space I was giving you though, but I guess you just didn't really sell it. You saw that I just saw it and I turned on it right away. Holy challenge. Dude, my Rocket League. I don't feel like we're starting it though. Alright. Let's go back to the challenge. So I don't know what this touch here was, this second touch. Not the best touch. I would have... Best case, you could have rolled this slightly forward and came wide and cut into it and flipped into it at the net for a power shot. But you ended up like tap, tap this way. It's going to be really hard for you to come from the other side of the ball. So if you're trying for this kind of shot, power shot on net from here, roll it forward a little bit and then come wide. This could have been a goal too, maybe. Looks like I was pretty ready for it, but maybe just take a little more time with this shot here. You just picked up 100 boost. If you didn't land like this, if you landed a little differently, you could have been like... You could have boosted like this and flipped. You want to line up your shots as best as you can. So I would have came out here a little bit, then shot at net. But instead you kind of just cut right into it because you feel like you're under pressure to do it. It's just an awkward shot, really. I would have either repositioned or let me take the ball. Shots shouldn't have to be hard. Alright, I gave up possession. This is open net. This is a goal. You can do this. I've seen you hit these. Again, I think you know what's up. There's just a lot you could have done with this ball. It's all about just getting it around me at this point. I won't go into it. Alright. This happened because you went up the wall. You're out of position now. If you just picked up that side boost and went back, this would have been an easy save for you. If you just went boop and then cleared it over here, then you have the ball and you can do whatever you want. It's pretty much ones. You never really want to challenge on the wall in ones if you don't have to. That was just me shadowing you there. Now, this is what I'm talking about, going for enemy corner boost. In my position, if I ever see the enemy go for my corner boost, that's your cue to go for the ball. The enemy is never allowed to take the ball and the boost, basically. Your corner boost and the ball. I'll come up with another example here. Say the ball is kind of bouncing towards your corner here and you're in net. And the enemy decides they want this boost. They're gonna go, they're forcing themselves to turn all the way around to do any kind of shot. So whenever they go for this, your corner boost, that is your cue to go for the ball. Like most times, they are not allowed to get the boost and the ball in your corner. It's just a rule to keep in mind for twos and ones. Good old shadowing. In this case, you see a nice roll up the wall. This is where I would have just tried. You know you're past me now. You can hear me beside you or behind you. You might as well try for the shot. Like, I can't save this if you do get it on net. So you might as well try for it. But you give it time, you wait for the drop, because you know you probably can't do that shot or whatever. Which is fine, but I would have tried for it. That's kind of where speed comes into the play here, this game. And when I mean speed, I mean deciding what you want to do. that's about it. I'm done reviewing this. Hoped it helped. Good luck on your future ones.